Hello people, back again, and this time we're talking about Disney Infinity 2.0. Obviously Disney Infinity 2.0 is big for some people because this was the announcement that Marvel characters will be added into the Disney Infinity game, but there hasn't been no official release date announced yet. Well, the official Disney fan club D23 published a news brief earlier this week that basically claimed Disney Infinity 2.0 will be, with of course the Marvel superheroes, will be coming in August of 2014. But since then, the Post has been updating, said it was wrong. That what they said was this: we erroneously reported about a launch of the next chapter of Disney Infinity. This information is incorrect. More news about Disney Infinity will be shared on April 30th, and we hope you can check back for that update. While Disney D323 has been wrong about the release window, obviously Disney Infinity will still see the Marvel characters, and Marvel has posted a teaser video, early in the month showing Captain America's flying shield, Disney, uh, Disney Infinity and his existing characters. Now, Disney Infinity has actually been hugely successful for Disney Interactive. That basically in February it announced that the revenue has increased 38% from $403 million for the quarter ended on December 28th, and operating income increased from $46 million to $55 million. Now, the uptick in sales obviously is attributed to the success of Disney Infinity and the growth for Disney's Japanese mobile business. Now, here's the other thing, though. In March, Disney Infinity laid off 700 people. They said it had no effect on Disney Infinity or the development behind it, Avalanche Software. Now, 700 people is a lot of people. Disney is an incredibly big company. Disney Interactive has worked on a lot of Disney projects in the past. They now have Star Wars. Maybe they could have wrapped up a bunch of projects at once. Maybe maybe a project they thought they were going to do they never did. Maybe they just released people they didn't need. There's a lot of reasons why they could lay off 700 people. Again, the people who are doing Disney Infinity, they're not going to lay off the majority of those people. If it is an operational, if it's making money for them, they're going to keep that going. But let's be honest here. Disney Infinity has been lackluster for several years. While they've done Disney games, as a whole, they just haven't been able to get ones that hit out the ballpark. And a lot of the different things they tried were kind of cool, but just didn't succeed. And one of the hopes I had when they bought LucasArts was that the LucasArts team could do some great stuff with the Disney stuff. But again, they're never going to admit it, but I'm pretty sure politics played out here, and clearly Disney Interactive people had more pull than the LucasArts people, and LucasArts games got closed down, which to me is a shame, because now Disney farms out the Star Wars games to EA, and they're going to farm out stuff to other people, and to me it's kind of a shame that a company with the LucasArts had a history of gaming and a lot of great games, and could make original games that people actually played, is now gone. To me it's a missed opportunity for Disney. But getting into the Disney Infinity thing, I know a lot of people brought this up, and the same thing I brought up. Okay, Disney Infinity came out, and it was a lot basically focused on Pixar. The recent stuff, more or less the last decade or so, they did have a couple. They had Mickey and a couple, but overall, it was here's Pirates of the Caribbean, and here's every Pixar movie that almost came out. And what Disney Infinity has missed to me is Marvel was one of them. And ironically, it's funny because I said that, Star Wars and Marvel were going to be part of Disney Infinity, and here's Marvel. I'm sure somewhere we're going to get Star Wars down the line. But one of the biggest missed opportunities to me is why aren't they have so many, Disney owns so many 80s and 90s cartoon properties or properties that they could put in Infinity that people would want to buy. You give me DuckTales, you give me, Tailspinner, all other great cartoons they had, I would definitely be interested in it. But until they kind of missed the boat to me on this. And maybe they're thinking big company thought, well, this one we're going to do Pixar characters, and the second one we're going to do Marvel characters, and the third one we're going to do Star Wars characters, and the fourth one, then we're going to get to the 80s or 90s. Maybe that's what they're going to do. Again, Disney has one advantage over Skyliners in this respect. Disney has such a huge library of characters that each version of this game is not going to have all of them. Now, you could argue the point with Disney, because Disney has such a big character library, and people generally don't necessarily like to buy a brand new game every year, Disney could do a 2-year cycle with this thing, even 3 if they wanted to, and just continually come out with new figures, and people would probably be happy. Now, here's the thing, though, with Disney. You have to get your figure quality to a certain acceptable that people want. What makes Skylanders work out so well was that you could put on your shelf, even though you played in the game, you put on, in a sense, it is DLC, whatever, which way you wipe on it. You're buying DLC and paying for a character to put on the thing. Now, of course, Skylanders, you get a new level or, new things with that character. It's not just character itself. But then the figure looked nice. You could put it on display, and it looked really cool. One thing that's surprising in Skylanders when I finally saw them in the store was how much detail was in those. I wasn't expecting that much detail. I expected, they're going to go generic detail, but they didn't. And for Disney Infinity, if they're going to come out with Star Wars and Marvel, they need to get good detail. Don't do super deformed characters. People are not into super deformed. They know what Captain America looks like. They know what Iron Man looks like. They want that thing to look like Iron Man with a certain degree of detail. This is what's going to hit or miss with Infinity 2.0. If these Marvel characters are super deformed, if they don't have the detail or look that we're used to with these characters, people aren't going to be interested in it. But on the other hand, so Disney Club obviously screwed up with the release date. April 30th, they're going to release it. Maybe it is August. They jumped the gun, and because they're going to make this big announcement April 30th, they made them retract it. Or maybe because of this mistake and retract it, Disney may have to push the window a little later, maybe, than they planned. I think August is a little earlier. To me, I think further down the fall would make more sense. Maybe October for it to come out rather than August. But this day and age with games, obviously, there is no such thing as seasonal. That you can release a game any time of the year. As long as there's a certain competition's not out there, the game will do well. The gamers will buy it. So, what do you think about Disney Infinity 2.0 and the fact that Disney's D23 announced August 2014 and then retracted? Do you think that's the actual date, or do you think on April 30th that Disney's going to have a different date? Are you excited about Disney Infinity 2.0 with the Marvel characters? What do these characters have to look like for you to buy it? What do you think about the current Disney Infinity? Did you interested at all that it was mainly focused on Pixar? Love to hear your guys' opinions like always, guys, and I will talk to you guys later.